Harimi, harimi, al tirai, harimi, al tirai. Imri le'arei Yehuda, hinei Elokeichem. Harimi, harimi, al tirai.
Hello, welcome. We are learning Pirkei Avos, and we're starting chapter 2, first Mishnah of chapter 2. So it's a long Mishnah, so we're going to split it up. So let's just do the first part today. Rabbi says, Eizohi derech yishar she'avar lo ha'adam. What is the straight path that a person should go in? Kol shehi tiferes le'oseha, anything that is glorious to him, v'tiferes lo min ha'adam, and earns him, the way ArtScroll says it, is earns him esteem in the eyes of others, so really is glorious to other people. So something which is glorious to him and earns him the esteem of others. So let's see, what does that mean? What is something which is glorious to a person and earns esteem in the eyes of others? Says Rabeinu Yonah. Ezuhi derech yishar. It means to say, Mitzvos. When doing the Mitzvos, HaKadosh Baruch Hu mefor behen. Hashem becomes glorified when human beings do the Mitzvos, when do the commandments. Ve'hein tiferes le'osehan. And that is glorious to those that do it, to do the mitzvos. Ki tifarto hi tiferes hamitis b'vnei adam, because Hashem's glory is truly when people become glorified. So therefore, a person should pick this way. So Rabeinu Yonah learns that this Mishnah, the beginning of the Mishnah, is talking about mitzvos. What does it mean? What path should a person choose? A path that he becomes glorified in. What glorifies a person? Doing mitzvos, following the commandments of Hashem. And why does that glorify a person? Because when a person does mitzvos, it glorifies the Creator. And a true glorification of humanity is when Hashem is glorified. Now, what does it mean? V'tiferes lo min ha'adam. And he gets the esteem of others, glorified from other people. Shi'atzehem mitzvos bizmanim, to do the mitzvos in the right time. Rotzalaimer, it means to say. V'davar be'ito matov, it's good, you do the mitzvahs in the right zman, right time. Ki yachol lasoi some bizman shelo yishar b'einei abrios v'lo yelo pe'er behem. Person can do the mitzvahs in the wrong time, and doesn't take glory in it. Ve'ein ze'os a mitzvah b'shleimuso. This is not doing the complete mitzvah. Now we're in June, we're in Sivan. So if you take a lulav, you didn't really do anything. Not really do anything. You didn't do anything at all. Ke'enyin she'amar, like it says. Whoever does a mitzvah like it's stated, meaning like with the halachos, with the laws of the mitzvah, afil gazar din shel shivim shana mizbatel. If a person has even a bad decree on him for 70 years, that he was decreed on him for bad things that for 70 years are going to happen to him, if he does a mitzvah kima'amaro, the way it's stated, then that decree will be annulled, can be annulled. What does it? So when it says kimamar, it means that you have to do the mitzvah properly, right? You can't just, and if you want to take a lulav, you can't take a lemon and say it's close enough. But also means you have to do the mitzvah in the proper time. You have to take the lulav on Sukkot, you have to eat the matzah on Pesach, you have to daven at the correct time. All those things. Shinamar, as it says, ba'asher dvar melech shilton u'miyomer lo ma ta'aseh. Since a king's word is law, who would dare say to the king, what are you doing? And it says after that, Shomer mitzvah lo yeda davar rab. Someone who observes a mitzvah doesn't know any evil. Will not know it. An evil thing will not befall him. Gam sarach lehisnaos al hamitzvos. Person should also make the mitzvahs nice. Lulav no, you should have a nice lulav. Person should spend money to get a good to do mitzvahs well. To have a nice lulav, talis na, a nice talis, Sefer Torah na, a nice Torah. Right? That's what we have crowns on the Sefer Torah and. Different things to make it look nice. Similarly, so that people praise them and say, wow, such a beautiful mitzvah, such a beautiful lulav, such a beautiful talis, such a beautiful Sefer Torah. So that is, all those things, those are all the things to explain this line of the Mishnah, that a person becomes glorified in them. So Rabeinu Yonah says it's talking about the mitzvos, the commandments. But we're going to learn now the Rambam. Rabeinu Yonah quotes the Rambam, who has a different interpretation of this line. Barav Moshe ben Maimon Zichron Levracha. The Rambam says, Peir Zosa Mishnah al Middos. It's not talking about mitzvos, but rather talking about character traits. La Asosim al Derech HaEmtzais. A famous view of the Rambam that all character traits have to be in the center path. Midway. What does that mean? Shehu Derech HaMuvchar. That's the best way. V'tiferes la'osehen. And that is praiseworthy to the people. That is glorifying the people that do it. When a person has his Middos, his character traits, are in the middle path, that is a glorification to him. We'll see what that means. Shemechin alev tahor, it prepares a pure heart to la'adam umechadeshes b'kir b'ruach nachon, and renews in him a proper spirit. V'tiferes lo la'adam. Shalemadet halinog im abrios minhag noah, and it's glorious to people because it teaches them to deal with the creation with a pleasing disposition, kamamidas hanadivus, like generosity. Kilechile lo ya'amar shoah. A miser will not be called magnanimous. Gam hapizora yeroa, and also someone who throws away money, it's also bad. So he's saying here that both when it comes to generosity, what is the good way to do it? To be in the middle. Doesn't mean a person should not be a miser where he doesn't give any charity, but also he shouldn't be so neglectful with his money that he just tosses it away and has no regard for it. Umihu anadiv, what's a real generous person? Acha oyev es hamaman v'shomer aso shmir mula, someone he likes money, he likes his money, and he watches it properly. Umisyayitz benedivus, and he gets advice about how to give it out, how to give tzedakah. V'oseh seder b'otzos, and he makes a certain listing of who gets charity. So he does good and right for those people that need it. So he says that so Rambam's saying that a person should go in the middle path. His midah should be the derech hamamutza, and he gives an example of charity, of being generous. A person for sure should not be a miser that he doesn't give any charity, but he also shouldn't just throw his money away with any regard. A person has to keep his money in the bank, keep it safe, but also he has to decide which charities are worth giving to and how much, and he has to make a logical conclusion of how much to give, and it has to be done with a cheshbon, with a purposeful thought. Okay, gam in kol midos tovas tachas hashemayim ki im al derech haim sois, and really all of the character traits that a person should have to be in the middle path. V'hein tiferes la'oseh osam v'tiferes lahem min ha'adam. It glorifies a person, and people will glorify him in them. And if you do too little or too much, it's also bad. So again, just throwing away your money, that's bad, and not giving anything to charity is also bad. So we have two explanations of this Mishnah, of what it means that it's glorious to those, this Mishnah, that's glorious to those that do it, and it is and it will be glorified by other people, been esteemed by other people. Rabeinu Yonah says it's talking about mitzvos, that glorifies a person, and the Rambam says it's talking about middos, good character traits that a person has in the middle. Okay, with that, wishing everyone a great day.